All right, so we're live. We're just kind of killing a little time. See if anybody shows up. Da, da, da. Fire! What's happening, brother? I am just killing a little time right now. So this is the impromptu. Hey, just hanging out for a little bit. Too many choices. What's up, brother? Man, who knows? I might mention a little bit of it. We might talk a little bit about some of it now. But yeah, dude, the 34 NFA should have been gone a long time ago, and it should be gone now. It never should have stood its original challenge in Miller. It never should have. The pure insanity that it has withstood any challenges is mind boggling to me. Oh damn it! I forgot Ammo Land was coming on. I have to listen to it later. So I am just hanging out a little while. Had a procedure done today, hence the whole medical bracelets things, and I'm just waiting for the aftermath to calm down a little bit, and then I'm going to go take my happy ass a damn nap. So nothing big, just general shit. Nobody freak. The sex change hasn't started yet. I start my puberty blockers next week. You know how it is. Takes a little while. Matter of fact, I get these damn bracelets off. Really drive me freaking wall. So yeah, we're just hanging out for a little bit. Damn, I didn't cut the wrong. I nicked it. Shit. Well, almost cut the wrong one. Almost cut that one. This one's mine. Dude, too many choices. Hold on, brother, because I haven't seen it yet, but let me go dig it up real quick because I would very much like to watch it. And since we're just hanging out, I mean, fucking rock and roll, right?
All right, I'm blaming that on too many choices because I tried to go do something and my computer had an absolute stroke. Oh man, you gotta love it. Who else snuck in here while my computer was having a stroke? hopefully, everybody's still here. All right, so Too Many was here. Tactical Fud, what's up, brother man? Waffles, how's it going, my man? Joe Morris, yep. Hopefully, I'm unfrozen. I'll check it out on the YouTube in a minute. So hopefully, I'm just not talking to I don't know my computer. Virginia Minuteman, what is happening, brother? I've watched some of your stuff in the last little bit, Minuteman, and it's been freaking great. Um, I'm going to see whether I can get over here and shrink this down and actually get to Too Many Choices video that I wanted to look at. So we'll see how this works. Because apparently my computer is, or this computer is wanting to have issues. I need to crank my other one up. I was just too lazy to do it. This one's got a little bit better camera on it. So I was just trying to hang out with this one. So now I've got to go back through and log back into YouTube and all this stuff. And let's see whether we can go down here and we'll find my man's video. Shit. Let's just do this. For the love of God, man. So hopefully everybody's having a good day today. Yeah, hopefully everybody's having a good day today and not letting too many things freaking get you too far out of whack. YouTube, some of this is about to just get annoying. And I'll show you guys a little bit of something in just a sec. If you guys hadn't heard about the shooting that happened in Virginia the other day, guy, ex-football player, said he was an ex-football player. Went and shot some of his apparently ex-teammates. So I don't know. I haven't really heard a good, which we're not going to hear a good kind of explanation of what's going on with that. But I'd like to know why this guy was not a football player anymore, and if his teammates had anything to do with him no longer being a football player. That would kind of give you a motive on why he went and started blasting on people. And it sounded like these guys were on the bus when he started blasting. So was he on the bus with him through the whole event and just started blasting then, or did he just decide to walk on the bus when they got back to campus and start blasting? There's a bunch of different questions. There always is with these dumbass shootings. It's freaking ridiculous. So give me just a sec. I'm bouncing through a couple other things too, guys. Again, this was not a planned stream. This is me hanging out. Had a medical procedure done earlier, and I'm kind of waiting for the pain to kick back a little bit, and then I'm gonna go kick back. But right now, yeah, I'm still feeling it pretty good. I know. Get over it, pussy. I'll get over it eventually. Oh, he's missing me. My wife, I was asking her how her day was going at work. Said busy but slow. Well, So, matter of fact, let me do something. Let me open up because, again, unplanned stream. So I'm just kind of hanging out, chilling out. Yeah, it was a college. It was UAV shooting. And I'm just going to have fun with some of you guys. What's up, Jason? You snuck in, man. I was over there on the other side and couldn't see what was going on. Man, that speaker setup you were building, Jason, is a monster. Good Lord, man. That cabinet work you did on that thing looks just amazing from what we could see. And I'm just going to moderate everybody in this chat just for fun. So I'm going to give all you guys the power, and you guys can fight it out amongst yourselves. I laughed. I said that on Doc's channel the other night, but now I'm doing it for real. So too many, you should be a mod now. Do me a favor, post a link to your post a link to your short, and we'll see whether we can throw it up on the screen. That way everybody can see it. And if anybody in the chat, man, if you guys are not subscribed to Too Many Choices, you should be, man. My man is about as based as you can possibly get. And we need more cats running around like that these days because let's face it, everything is just gone absolutely retarded in this country. And I don't know where a lot of the stuff lands, man. And that's all right. I got Too Many Choices page up here now, but I guess we'll see. It's very much strange to me that we can go through 2 years of all this BS and why am I not getting sound on that? Yeah, we can go through 2 years of all this BS and people are still voting for the BS. I'm kind of lost on that. Oh, that's just a page. All right. Let's see. Can I do it this way? Yeah, we're gonna go because Coop's retard. Let me presents. We're gonna do the full screen share. Share that. Split the screen, and now we see Too Many Choices' video up here. And let me get sound.
I wonder what that might look like. Stay tuned. It's almost time. So the AR-15 has lightning links, Yankee Boogles, drop-in auto sears. Have you ever seen something like that for an AK pattern? I wonder what that might look like. Stay tuned. It's almost time. So the AR-15
that's my man Too Many throwing it out there. But Too Many Choices talks about it like a lot of us do, that the absolute idiocy of things like the NFA, and I'm going to share a screen again in a second. But we've all talked about it. The absolute idiocy of the NFA. When you get down to it, when you logically go through through this is getting ridiculous. Every time I try to do something over on the YouTube, and my computer has a fucking stroke. But we've talked about it many times. As it's ridiculous when you get down to the meat of the NFA or any of these gun laws, just how absolutely retarded they are. I can't have a pistol or can't conceal it. But these short-barreled rifles, which are 8 times bigger than my pistol, well, if I pay a $200 tax stamp, those are fine. What's more concealable, this Glock 19 that I have on me right now, or this comes out to like 30-something inch pistol? Even in the hearings for the 34 NFA, when we went through those, and God knows I tortured you guys with that robot voice and had the robot voice reading it some of the time. Even with that, even then they admitted that these guns weren't really concealable. They noticed people had them. And now we have bills in Congress, and I've covered a couple of them, where that they talk about these pistols and stuff as armor-piercing concealable weapons. The reason they call them armor-piercing is because your average 5.56, 223, name a caliber that one of these pistols could be chambered in, will penetrate soft body armor. And if you have any caliber that one of these pistols has ever been chambered in, they want to go after that. So think about it. There are 308 pistols out there. I think I've seen 30-aught pistols out there. Look at, 450 Bushmaster and all these other calibers. They want to make those calibers illegal because these pistols can be chambered in those calibers. It's retarded. The idiocy just doesn't stop in this country. I heard something today. It was talking about the amount of younger people that voted for the Democrats. Well, obviously, this Generation Z is the most indoctrinated generation that we've had so far. There's a chick in I was in one of the chats the other night that was saying, this new generation was so educated. And I know she thought I was a dick because, well, I can be. But I was getting to the point that these kids aren't educated, they're indoctrinated. There are two different things there. I guess I fall into the Gen Xers. I'm 45. But as stupid as things got in Gen X, we still knew how to figure out what gender you are. You simply have to reach into the front of your pants. Some of us might have to look a little harder, but hey, it's pretty much that easy. Yeah, I don't know, man, stuff is just, it's gotten so freaking stupid. And it's been getting stupid for a very long time, but at some point, the idiocy has to hit a damn ceiling. What happened, Minute Man? You got kicked off? Eastwood, what's up, brother man? Now I'm going to try to open another tab. Let's see. I might just stay on this and do it. And see if my computer won't have a damn stroke. Now, let's see. Let me see. I will open up one in the other browser too for just a second. So what's up, my man Clint? Yeah, I would say that everybody who loves freedom needs to open a YouTube channel and get out there and start banging away on the drum. But then we get to the fact that I don't know, they will shut us down and ban us um, if we dare get out there and we start, raising a little bit of hell on something. I was listening to some things earlier today. I can't even remember what all it was, but uh, I'm kind of a firm believer that when the government and people of authority tell you you can't question something, that you really need to be questioning what they're saying. Hold on, Joe snuck in. What's up, Joe?
What's up, Coop?
Ain't nothing but another day, brother man. How you?
I'm doing good. I'm working from home today, and I caught your live stream. I thought I'd come in here and grab a cigarette with you, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, you guys are anybody's more than welcome to jump in. You guys know the rules. If I post a link in the chat, jump on in.
I am at work though, so I'm drinking seltzer. I am not drinking PBR right now, so this is a seltzer for anybody that might be watching in HR.
Yeah, well, I'm at home, so and I'm off work right now, so I am not drinking seltzers.
Yeah. So what's going on?
Ah, man, ain't nothing but the same old shit, man. I went and had a damn epidural done on my back today, so fucking hurting like hell. So I'm waiting for that to kind of calm down, and then I'm gonna take my happy ass, try to get a little sleep.
No shit. Well, you got a slip disc or something? You got to have spinal.
Nah, man, my back's been fucked since I was a kid. So like all my L5 or all my lumbar discs are either shot or they're on their way out.
Yeah.
So it freaking, I started having some pretty bad issues with it again not too long back. So now we're back to another series of what the hell they're going to do to try to fix Coop.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Whatever the hell they do, man, strengthen those muscles around. Whatever's damaged is important. Keep your support.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah. And that's one thing I do got to do. I got to start getting back to the gym. I got to do it just to lose some weight because
you don't even have to go to the gym. All you got to do is be active. I don't go to the gym, and I dropped 30 pounds over this COVID bullshit.
Well, yeah, you're right, dude. Which hell, when this COVID shit started, dude, I'm right at 200 right now.
I was at 200.
When this COVID shit started, I was pushing 240.
Well, yeah.
I was oompa loompa in that shit.
Are you like right at 6 foot or under 6 foot?
No, hell no. My little hobbit ass ain't but 5'7".
Okay, yeah. So you can get 200 is pretty heavy for guide size. Can be.
Yeah, dude. I'm 5'7". I need to be back down to about $170, $180, and I'd be looking pretty good.
I'm at $170 now. And at 200, my mom was poking me in the gut and saying, "What's this? Where'd this come from?" And I was like, "You're right. Yeah, you're right. But eat like a horse every freaking meal and just eat like start packing my lunch portions and stuff like that. I never eat out at work anymore. I always pack my lunch. That shit helps."
Yeah, I made some changes and stuff, just general stuff when COVID kicked in and kicked a bunch of weight, and started packing back on some muscle. But it's my frame, which I've never been, super, super light. I've always had a bit of muscle to me. So even when I was at low weight, zero body fat, I was still kicking 160.
I'm about 185 when I was big, athletic. I was 185.
Yeah,
and that's about top end if you're a little big. And I wasn't lean.
Nah, man. It's like I said, I'm a short, fat hobbit. So
yeah. I was stronger then. I've still got some upper body, man. That's what I got to build back up. My lower body with my hip damage and everything. But that's ongoing. That's just going to be the rest of my life.
Yeah, and it is. I mean, hell, you can't run around and do the stupid shit that we normally did and not expect to pay for it a little bit longer, have to work it off a little bit harder these days. So that's where we're at.
Oh
yeah. Cutting sugar, G2, yeah, dude.
Sugar, no soda pop.
Yeah, which I don't, man. I normally, and I've went through years where I'm not drinking sodas. I'm not freaking
these things
eating candy.
Aldi. These are at Aldi, and they're like a generic version. It's their version of LaCroix. And it's got just like a little light hint of fruit flavor. You can get one that's just straight seltzer water. and those bubbles kind of help with digestion. So I'll drink maybe 2 or 3 of those midday and just drink water and coffee the rest of the day.
Yeah, most of the time, if you catch me like I'm running in the store to get something, I'm getting like a Gatorade, but the Gatorade Zeros.
Yeah,
stuff like that. Or I drink a lot of the Sam's, zero sugar, seltzer waters. I mean, that's this is my biggest carb intake.
Me too.
I'm sitting around drinking beer. That's my big carb intake. Hell, I even quit making bread for a long time, and that was a killer right there.
All tortillas for a while.
Of course, one of these nights I am going to do a stream where I make my mom's homemade bread recipe because goddamn, those things are good.
That'd be nice. I haven't.
Just to switch gears, just to do something a little different.
Yeah. Put it in the kitchen, get a little live going on the mixing bowl. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think there's a couple things I'm going to do like that, especially sometime during during the holidays, just to do it. I mean,
Dark could do something in the kitchen now that he's got a completely empty house, so he could. He could do a little something. Dinner with Dark. A little
hey, maybe he needs to crank that up. We can all have dinner with Dark.
Yeah,
he needs to put out a recipe about a week in advance and then have dinner with Dark one night.
There you go.
Hell, I might do that. Dinner with Coop. Here's what we're going to do. Maybe some of these young bachelors in the crowd can actually learn to cook a little bit more, and I promise you, dude, that's a killer with women.
More than it is. I scored mad tail in college because I could freaking cook, dude.
Oh yeah.
Ask them out and be like, hey, you want to have a steak dinner with me tomorrow night? Well, yeah, that sounds great. All right, we'll go up to the bar and get a slip of paper, write your number down, give it to me. And I call the next day and I'm like, where do you live at? I'll come get you. I got the potatoes on now. She's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm cooking the steaks here. I got the potatoes and foil packs on the oven. I'll be over in about 5 minutes. Pick her up, make her the nicest damn steak she ever had in her damn life on my back porch of my apartment. And the rest is history every time.
That's it.
It's the key. That, and then if you add the multiplying effect of a motorcycle you're picking them up on, well then.
See, that's something I've always wanted a bike. I haven't got into riding. But sometime in the near future, I got to. It's
13 years. 13 years I rode, and I can't do it anymore because I got nailed twice on the road, man, by careless drivers pulling out in front of me. And I got nerve damage, so I can't even work as shift leader on a bike. I can't pull my foot up. So there's a couple options you can do to make it accessible, and I did do that when I got back on a bike. But then I rode for 7 more years. Somebody did the same thing to me, and I just got discouraged. It's like the 3 strikes you're out rule. I don't want to have that. And both times I was launched off my bike going 25, 30 miles an hour, launched off my bike over the vehicle and hit the pavement.
Oh, God.
And that's almost the worst kind of wreck you can have.
Oh, yeah.
I would go under a guardrail or something.
Yeah, that's just freaking crazy. Which, I mean, if these assholes, they'll run over a damn full-size F-150, they ain't got no problems running over a motorcycle.
Yeah, and I got all the hot dog stuff out of my blood like when I was young, like first couple years I was riding. So I was just a street and trail bike rider, putting along in town, going back roads on it. I never rode interstate. And you don't even have to be going fast to get in trouble in town. People don't look. We have. Yeah. I mean, there's been at least 3 fatals here within the last month, motorcycle wrecks in the Tri-County area.
So, man, so far in the last little bit, I haven't heard about any fatal bike accidents around here. There were a few years ago that were just freaking horrible. It was so sad it wasn't even fun. I mean, it was unreal.
There's been a couple that looks like they were seasoned riders, and there's been a couple that look like they were inexperienced riders and then just lost control of their bike. One was a young state trooper here last week, lost control of his bike and died. He was only 23, 24 years old.
Oh, God, man.
Yeah. I think he was, I forget if he was in Greenbrier County or where he was. It's sad.
That's just so sad. But, a lot of the times you can chalk a lot of that up to 2 things. Well, I mean, it always comes down to those 2 things. The driver of the car or the driver of the bike.
Yeah. That and inexperience of the rider. I know when I got my first street bike when I was in college, I paid $400 for a Kawasaki KZ 440, and guess what kind of condition it was in? I mean, I had Band-Aids all over that damn bike. I had freaking.
See, that's the thing, man. I don't want a crotch rocket.
No.
I don't want a crotch rocket. If I ever got used to riding and I got used to the speed on a crotch rocket, as much as I like to go fast, it'd be over.
The main thing you have to look at with your stature is your seat height. If you've got short legs, you want to try to deal with something with like a high 20 seat height, like 28, 29 seat. A real nice one that's a good beginner bike, but you could still get like an 800, and it would probably be the only bike you'd ever have to have. You'd never outgrow it. The old Suzuki Intruders had a real low slung seat height, and they were excellent beginner bikes. My buddy had one. It's a nice bike.
Yeah, there's a buddy of mine, which he's ridden for. He rode for a long time, then didn't ride for a long time. Now he's getting back into it.
You like Japanese, or you like American, or what do you like?
No, I'd stay American. I mean, just because it'd be an Indian, or it would be an Indian or a Harley, one of the two. Just because, like I said, hell, I want to look good going slow.
Harleys are a dime a dozen. You could find what you're looking for. You could get like a Dyna or something that would ride pretty low and would be comfortable to ride. Sportster kind of those are fun to ride fast, but they kind of beat you up when you're old.
Well, I'm old. I wouldn't be. It's not something I'd be doing cross country on because, hell, to be honest, my low back just can't handle it. That's the last 2 times I've made long car rides, like 8-hour drive or something like that, and I like to drive. I like to throw the music on, light a smoke, and I like to go, and made a trip from here to Arkansas, and by the time I got there, man, my low back was so tore up. I mean, the rest of my trip was crap because I was in so much freaking pain. It wasn't even funny.
Yeah. You ever take those heating patches and put on your lower back?
Yeah.
Like when you're on a long trip. I mean,
I haven't done them while I'm on the trip. I've tried some other things while I was driving, but man, it's I just can't do it. That's one of the reasons that, like, there are some guys that up in Tennessee and some other places that I would like to go train with, but if I do, I'm gonna have to plan that trip out basically to where I'm not driving the full trip in one shot. And I hate that because, like I said, I like to drive.
Yeah.
If I'm in a good mood, the music's on, I got coffee, I got smokes, and I just want to roll till I have to get out and go pee, or I'm running out of gas.
I'm still kind of looking for a decent like a G20 van or a Econoline 150 van. I'm still kind of looking for one of those to where I can turn into a travel machine. And I ain't talking like van life, woo, bullshit. No, I'm talking about just deleting the middle seats and putting a little bit of cabinetry in there, maybe a freshwater sink, but have a good weekender. You could travel in. If you wanted to stop and take a freaking 5-hour nap, you could, and then keep on going in your nice big old comfy bed back there.
Dude, G2, I'll have to check them out, brother. That cream you're talking about. Because it's been an issue with me. That's the reason I never could go in the military, because my back was screwed.
Do you get drug screenings? Can you use CBD products like those muscle rub stuff?
I have to be real careful with CBDs because I am seeing a pain clinic and all that shit. So I get drug tested for everything that I take.
Yeah.
And there were some damn CBD gummies not too long back that I was taking that actually, man, they relaxed me. They were good. But, well, the THC level was a lot more than what they'd like to have seen.
Yeah.
So it was like
goal they're trying to accomplish, relieving your pain with what they're prescribing you, so they don't want interference from any outliers that might be.
Well, what it is especially we went back years ago where they had all the pill mills and all that shit going on, and the DA got so heavily involved in this crap that, say, if someone was smoking weed and then still going and getting pain pills, if that doctor prescribes, they go after that doctor. That doctor could lose everything that they own.
Yeah,
something like that.
So that was really big around here. There was a lot of fallout with the prescription pill mill going on. There were
Yeah.
several doctors that went down locally around here.
But here's the thing: when the DEA got involved in that, and so-called all these pill mills got shut down, one, they fucked over a lot of people that were using them right and actually getting relief from them. And then two, what do you end up now? You end up with fucking fentanyl killing people right and left.
Yeah. It's I know it's a big deal with like my buddy's brother works at the VA, and that's something they've got to screen their guys for when they come in if they're part of the pain clinic with chronic pain stuff. If they do, something that's not on their prescription regimen, and they get tested for it, well, then they're out of the program, and then they lose all the help that they had.
Well, we ran
their stuff. They lose everything.
Well, we ran into like pharmacists. Pharmacists were straight out telling doctors, and I've had it happen to me where I had a prescription, and the pharmacist said, "No, we're not filling it," because pharmacists were getting in a lot of trouble for this stuff too. Because if the doctor wrote it and they filled it.
Here, and a couple of my buddies got caught up in that stuff, and they're still alive, but some of them are kind of teetering back and forth on. Well, one of them in particular is teetering back and forth on relapse. He got back in with the wrong crowd, but I haven't heard from him, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah, dude. I mean, pills are not great. Don't get me wrong. They're not. And I have such a high tolerance for them that a lot of times they're like eating fucking gummy bears to me. They always have been.
Yeah.
My wife's had prescriptions for like a Percocet, and she'll eat half of one and she's out.
Yeah.
I can eat tons of them, and I'm barely feeling it.
Had a script to put me to sleep, so I'd usually, I guess you would kind of classify it as, drug and alcohol abuse. I would usually drink a little bit of whiskey and take that perk just to knock me literally the hell out. So when I rolled over and I had hip pain, it wouldn't wake me up. Just so I could pass out and get 6 hours of sleep, completely knocked out. Now, somebody probably could have come over and woke me up, but they would have had to shake me pretty hard.
Yeah. It's because hell, I'm an insomniac anyway. So, if I'm taking something where somas were perfect, like the Soma muscle relaxers, if you've never taken them, those were great, man. Those were the best sleep that I think I could ever get because I was so relaxed.
I'm very lucky I didn't have a lot of spasms.
Oh, mine'll drive me nuts.
I've had a few. When I was in rehab, there were some people in there that also had nerve damage, and you would see their freaking their legs start cramping up, and their legs would start jumping, and they would start having spasms in their wheelchair, and they'd have to roll them out of rehab because they couldn't go on. They couldn't get their legs straightened out. They were it was almost like they were seasoned, but their legs were spasming.
Oh yeah, dude. It's I'll go to sleep. I'll kick all night long. My legs will constantly be twitching and kicking. My wife, and sometimes she's got her own bed. She'll go sleep in because I'll kick so bad. I'll be doing donuts around the whole damn bed. There's no way to sleep next to me.
Yeah, when last girlfriend I had, man, when she'd stay over, dude, I didn't get any sleep, man. I was just completely either I was going to be comfortable or she was.
Yeah. It's gotten to where, plenty of times in the past, I've gotten up and I went and laid down in the shower to try to get some sleep.
Well, damn.
Because just that hot water and the feeling of the water hit me was enough to take my mind off of it hurting so bad. And then it was like, okay, I can get a little sleep. What's going on, Chris? I saw you slip in. Dude, the Tulsa Gun Show, man, I wish I could have gone and hung out with you guys because that show looks freaking just amazing cool.
Did you see any new offerings that came out of there? Have anybody put videos out? Anything new and exciting?
I didn't see anything necessarily new and exciting. Guys were filming from Tulsa, but just a lot of just seriously nice old firearms and some seriously just slick looking, up to date firearms with just killer engraving all through, stippling. Just amazing work. It just looks freaking outstanding.
Nice.
And of course, Chris and a bunch of the brothers get to hang out and go to restaurants and go eat. And then I'll never forgive one of them for eating a well done steak. I think I've banned him off everything I own.
Good Lord.
No, I'm just saying. No, we got to mess with the gun snob. I think was just breaking him apart over eating it. Well done steak. There's no such thing as a well done steak. well done and steak just don't go in the same sentence together.
No, I had a hamburger yesterday. It was still a little pink in the middle.
Yeah, just no, you don't know. Well done, no. That's just wrong. That's just horrible. It's a crime against nature and man. The cavemen wouldn't survive if there had been like two people and one dude like took his brontosaurus steak and burnt the shit out of it, called it okay. The other one would have killed him and the human race never would have survived.
Yes, that is evolution.
Yeah, it's evolution, baby.
Me. Take that, vegetarians.
You got that right.
There were no vegetarian cavemen.
What did Ron White say? He one of his comedy acts, he was talking about that, and he said he didn't climb to the top of the evolutionary ladder to eat lettuce.
I saw that one. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, dude, he's hysterical.
Oh yeah, man, it's been raining here all freaking day.
Dude, it's just been it's sprinkled here some today, but it's just been cold and overcast.
Yeah, it's been raining. It frosted this morning.
Hell, I went out to the back of the shop this morning. Hell, I hadn't been at the shop long. Fix some coffee and stuff. And our back door just drops right out to grass, and then the wood line's like 25 yards past the grass right there. It just goes down a little hill. And man, I saw 10 deer. The minute I opened the door, a doe and a yearling jumped back into the wood line. And I just stood out there smoking a cigarette. And there were at least 7 other deer in one area. There, one of them was a buck. He was already trailing does. I saw him the other night, I think. I think it was that same deer probably.
They're in rut right now here.
Yeah, see, here typically it's going to be a little bit later in November when they really, really get birdie.
They're starting to get all over the place. They're out the road. My grandma's husband just hit one with a truck coming back from an auction the other night, next county over, a couple counties. And he's 88 years old and she's 94. And they hit this damn deer on the county route going 60 miles an hour.
Oh, man.
He said it sounded so loud he thought his engine blew up. And they pulled off the side of the road, saw there was damage and stuff. And state police ended up giving them a ride home, which was nice because they live way, way, way.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's freaking outstanding.
Oh, yeah. I almost stopped at the detachment. I went up to go check on them the day after it happened. And I was going to cruise by the detachment, but I didn't screw with it. I was going to stop in and tell them thanks. I still might. Yeah,
it's as much hell as I really, I don't put it online a lot, but as much hell as I give police for doing stupid shit, at least they got that one right.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was very nice. If it would have been somebody young, they would have been like, call your mom, call your dad, whatever. But, they were old people, so they gave him a ride home, which was very nice. Very nice.
Dude, Chris, that Baby Yoda shirt that you posted or did the short about, I love that damn shirt. Freaking Baby Yoda standing there, battle scars and shit all over him, holding it. Yeah, that shirt was beautiful. How about CAD files for Glock switches? They're all over the place. You can't stop people from having Glock switches these days. You can't. It's
all right. I got like 2 minutes left. I got to get back. I got to get back to work here in a minute, man.
You got to get back to work.
Just sign back on. We're not really that busy, but I had a half-hour break. I saw you going live. I thought I'd holler at you for a minute.
Like I said, this was completely unplanned. I'm just sitting here waiting for some of the damn throbbing and shit to calm down. Then I'm going to take my happy ass and go get a nap. This was the worst. So far, this was the worst epidural as far as pain that I've had. Because, they numb you up and all that. But when you go injecting shit down right on top of a nerve, that is a wild feeling. And if you've never had one, I don't recommend it. Yeah, I don't recommend it.
I don't even think they did that to me when I went into surgery. They might have, because I had my whole left side of my back of my hip was exploded. My femur was broke in the middle. My knee was broke on that left side. So they might have done that to me. It's hard to tell. At that point, I mean, I had my knee in traction with pin drilled through it for like a week before they could get me into surgery. So I didn't give a shit.
No. At that point, no. That's like when I had my first, or I had, well, the only back surgery I've had so far. I had it when I was 18. And I didn't give a shit whether they killed me at that point. I was in so much freaking pain. It was just like, I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
Make it stop one of two ways. Either fix it or just, shoot me like a, old horse or something. Just make it stop.
Well, they had me on a morphine drip, and it wasn't doing anything except give me hallucinations and make me sweat.
Morphine doesn't do a whole lot for me. It makes my heart race, and that's about it.
It gave me hallucinations and made me sweat, and freaking it just made the pain dull, but it was still there. But I'll tell you what, man, I got to jump. I got to get back to work.
All right, Joe, man, get back to work, brother.
All right, see you, Coop.
All right, later, man.
Late.
And that was Joe Morris. If you guys don't know Joe Morris is a really cool dude. So, hey, check him out anytime he's running around. Let me see. Where in the hell this went? I may just have to do it again. Let's see what I can still do it again. Like I said, I'm going to hang out for a while. Let the freaking throbbing stop. And I'm going to pin this. La-da! Just in case anybody wants to shoot the shit. Matter of fact, give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. I had something I was going to play, but I might do it. Well, shit, I don't think I got it hooked up. Anyway, I'll be back in just a sec. Give me just a sec, guys. Let me check something. All right, the house ain't burning now. What did Clint say? What did I miss? What did Clint say? I don't know. Anyway, let me ask you guys all in the chat a serious question. After this last round in this election, what are you guys thinking about this stuff? Is it completely rigged? Is it a bunch of BS? Do we have too many morons voting that don't understand what they're voting for? I mean, where are you guys falling in this? And see, if any, which all you guys are in the chat have pretty much seen me before, you guys know I don't mind getting into the political end of gun ownership. There are plenty of guys with channels that have to do with firearms and stuff, and they don't want to get into the political side of it. I'm not that person. I'm not the one going to run around and tell you that guns aren't political. They shouldn't be, but they are, because people don't understand their rights. And they don't understand that government didn't give you rights. Government is supposed to be there to defend those rights. Yeah, it's getting there, brothers. Ballot box, soap box, cartridge box. I said it the other night on my live stream, because that was typically I kind of share the pain stream, but it was more me venting a little bit more than normal. I think there's definitely a shit ton of people who don't know what they're voting for or total idiots. Yeah, I think there's completely too many of them out there who are voting. Agorizer, what's up, brother? Yeah, I saw that Russia slung some stuff at Poland, or it hit Poland, whether they were aiming at Poland or not. But yeah, ballot harvesting, universal vote. Yeah, if voting to you is so important, if voting is this huge civic duty, why do we not have to show up in person, with very few exceptions? But why do we not have to show up in person and prove who we are, sign on to that vote, and then send that vote through? I was talking to one of the guys in the shop the other day. All this stuff, voting machines, all this BS. I go fill out my ballot. I put my ballot into the machine. That ballot should be recorded, but that machine should also give me a little printout that says that my ballot was recorded and show me my choices on the ballot, so that I'm sure that my ballot that I passed through matches what I chose to send through. And then if everything's right, I hit the go button and my ballot is recorded. That would be pretty simple. And if I have to show an ID to, I don't know, cash a check, if the police require me to show them ID if I have any sort of interaction with them, if I have to have an ID to buy cigarettes, why should I not have to have an ID to go and do one of the most important things on the U.S. side of the planet, which is vote? Yeah, Fire, you wish people would do research into candidates. You wish people would do research into, I don't know, their voting record. It baffles me that someone like Chuck Schumer constantly gets voted in New York. It baffles me that Nancy Pelosi and Dianne Feinstein keep getting voted in places in California. Because none of their positions, none of their initiatives, none of their proposed laws actually make things better for people. Not a single one. And so, yeah, this whole my democracy. We were never meant to be a democracy. Our founders, what kills me is Democrats can quote this and then they just turn it all around. Was this whole, guy walks out and they ask him, well, what did you give us? And he said, a republic if you can keep it. They can state that, and then they can turn around and start talking about a democracy. Republics and democracies are two very different things. In a republic, there are some things that run on kind of a popular vote. However, in a republic, there are checks and balances so that the majority can't just strip minority of rights. But we're past that these days. See, there should be a trigger where if a lawmaker proposes an unconstitutional law, they should immediately be removed from office and never allowed to hold office again. If we have a judge that upholds an unconstitutional law, they should be impeached, removed from the bench, and they should never be allowed anywhere near anything that has to do with law again. You could solve so much of this stuff if you actually said that the words of the Constitution mean exactly what they meant at the time of the drafting of the Constitution. And if you go against those things, or you try to go against those things, well, you're out of office. Thanks for playing. Go try it again. Well, not in this country because you're not allowed to hold office anymore. Yeah, they're my rights, you guys' rights, aren't up for a majority vote. This country is forgotten, and well, I mean, we've had radicals in our educational systems for so long that people aren't taught anymore that you have rights as a human being from the time you are conceived, I will say, till the time you drop dead. You have rights. You have a right to defend yourself and your family and your property. The tools that you use to defend those rights and liberty and life and all that may update, they might change, they may be space age ray guns. But the basis of that doesn't change. You have that right. Now we're living in a system where, oh, well, it's bipartisan because you got 2 or 3 so-called Republican senators to vote on it, and then they can run our rights over. It's not the way this was ever supposed to work. Our Constitution and the restraints on government haven't mattered for a very long time. And for those of us who actually want freedom, for those of us who actually want to be able to live without the government interfering in our life every second of the day, you know, I don't know where we go. Lunatic, what's up, brother? Yeah, brother, take care of them kiddos. Well, gee, I mean, you say there's 2 choices left, but what are the choices? Because we can talk about revolution all day long, but we live, how are you going to organize it? We live in the most surveilled state, and by state, I mean the United States. We live in the most surveilled state that you're ever going to find. If people think the surveillance, the individual surveillance in a place like China or something is bad, it's been admitted in hearings in Congress, in the congressional record, that the NSA, I mean, they basically trap every electronic communication that goes anywhere inside the United States. And then they say that they only use those things if there's something that happens and they have to go back and actually listen to it. And we can talk about running for local school boards and all this stuff all we want. But until we get solid backbones in states that will actually stand up to the federal government, and I'm sorry, someone like me probably has no hope of getting in any of these positions, because I'm going to straight out tell people I don't have anything to offer you but freedom. That's it. I don't have any free money. I don't have any free housing. I don't have more government control. Matter of fact, I want less government control. I want so little government control that you forget who the president is, and the president does not matter to you because it doesn't affect your everyday life. That's not going to be a popular position in today's America. See, when something like the 1934 NFA was passed, anybody who owned a gun was not thinking about the federal government. Hell, they weren't thinking about their state government. They were thinking about their mayor and their, town constable. They weren't on this 24/7 cycle of horse shit that gets fed to you through a giant ass funnel every day. So I'm really I'm at a point I'm kind of pondering where things go or how we actually do change some of these things. Or if it is changeable. Because really, in my opinion, this is my humble hobbit opinion, everything, at least for the last 80 years, as far as the federal government goes, needs to be scrapped. I will say for the last 100 years, needs to be absolutely scrapped. That includes every agency, every position, every cabinet position, all of it needs to be completely scrapped. And then we'll deal with the 100 years before that. Let's just get rid of this 100 years worth of bullshit so we can actually get back to freedom or a freer society. And then we'll work on that. And then we can get all the way back to the founding documents. We can say these are what they mean. And if you don't like it, tough shit. Because the people were the ones that were supposed to have the power, not the federal government. The states were supposed to have the power. Now the federal government rules the states. And people sit there and they take it. They don't want to think what it would be like without all these bullshit rules and regulations anymore. Well, I'll argue with you on this, too many. So you say the courts are the last hope. When judges that are put on courts, state, federal, local, circuit courts, are judges who have zero respect for the Constitution and are just going to go off of their individual positions and not the Constitution, not freedom, liberty, all that. Well, then what good are the courts doing? The courts are building precedent so that the government can then trample over your rights. And when that case is actually brought back to the courts again, well, then all they tell you is there's already established precedent. See, no one's paying attention to the judges that the Biden administration is putting on the courts right now. They are all far left judges that don't give a damn about what the Constitution says. So when a case hits their court or a challenge to a law hits their court, they're either going to play games with it or they're going to set a precedent that law is actually sustainable. This is how we end up with all the stare decisis stuff. This is how we end up with Chevron deference. This is how we end up with the AFT going out and making rules and regulations that have the force of law, but are not found in the context of the law. So this is where we get to lawmakers making really shitty laws that are unenforceable, and then they pass them on down to an alphabet agency and they say, hey, you figure it out. See, if someone like me was running for a position where I had any control over this stuff or had any say-so in it, if I was in Congress, if I got elected, Coop goes to Congress. The only bills that I will submit are bills to basically destroy every alphabet agency we have. And that's pretty much it. If a bill hit my desk that said, hey, this is good, but we're going to further restrain the freedoms of the people, I'm going to tell them to get fucked. Well, what do we do about drug laws, Coop? Because drug laws are freaking absolutely unconstitutional. But what do we do about drug laws? Well, that's simple. Until that person commits a violent crime against another person and wrongfully deprives them of life, liberty, or property, I don't care. But they look like a zombie walking down the street. Has that zombie hurt anybody? No. Well, then that zombie has a right to do anything it wants. And if it gets run over by a car, that's on them. For a law to be just, there has to be a clear law there, and there has to be a victim and a perpetrator. if I had 47 pounds of weed in my front yard right now, it's not hurting a single person. The only person that is aggrieved by that would be the government. And the government, not being a person, but being an entity, they can eat a fat one. Laugh turd, what's up? So it's just firearms. That's something that all of us are into. That's something that all of us pretty much met online, and we've talked about online before. We have agencies making these laws right now, or regulations, again, that have the force of law on firearms, like pistol braces. Where's your line on stuff? Yeah, too many. Yeah, you're 100% right, dude. If the courts themselves actually follow the Constitution, it would be very simple. Pretty much 80% of the legal code could be cut away and burned. And life would be much easier. Yes. To ban alcohol, they did a constitutional amendment. And then they came to their senses and went, holy shit, all we're doing is we're making gangsters rich. And we are driving violence through the roof because these crime families found out there was so much money in illegal alcohol that they basically went to war over it. And no one sees this with drug laws. And to outlaw drugs, there was no constitutional amendment. And then they used like the outlawing of opium and how they treated opium as how they directed themselves towards the 1934 NFA. That, again, that's in the hearings that we went through. All unconstitutional. They basically said as much in the hearings for the 34 NFA that they knew it was unconstitutional and that they knew it would trap more innocent people than the actual criminals that were committing violent crimes. Yeah, dude, it's free thinking people anytime. Alpha males, beta males, you name it. It's free thinking people who love liberty who are being painted into corners by these stupid ass laws. Again, there should have to be a definite crime with a definite victim for something to be a just law. Anything other than that could be handled in a court as two litigants arguing a case against one another. You know, I say you stole money from me. You say I can get fucked. You say that, you know, you gave me something for that money. Well, we can bring that to court in a civil matter, and that's where that should be handled. But instead, we fill the courts up with stupid ass shit. We're going to arrest this person because they had this firearm. They didn't have a license. Were they acting violent with that firearm? Did they shoot someone with that firearm? And if they did shoot someone with that firearm, what was the cause of that shooting? Were they defending their life? Were they defending their property? Did they just pull it out and decided that that person had big ears and they were going to blow them off? You know, that without all the other extraneous BS, that could be handled in court, and that could be handled pretty easily. But it becomes this absolute asinine case of we're going to argue over stupid stuff, and we're going to put people in jail who are. I'm getting to the point. I hate to use the term law-abiding citizen because there are so many laws on the books right now that no one can keep up with them. You could be doing something normal that you've done 100 other times, and you're breaking a law. You know, I know some people that are out fishing one night. They decided to clean their fish before they left the river. So they filleted their catfish, threw all the fish heads and everything in the river. They went to the boat launch. Game wardens there. Well, where are your fish at? Well, here's the fillets. Well, you can't do that because we can't tell what kind of meat that is. Okay. Anyway, guys, Crump's about to crank up, so let's jump over and Crump, and we'll harass his chat and Flying Rich's chat. It's getting on almost right at 5, so let's go harass some other homies for a little bit, and I'm going to end this one here. I'm just thinking out loud this stream. Put it that way. So if you're not following John Crump, you're not following Flying Rich, come on over. I mean, most everybody I see in here right now is following the cats anyway. Let's go have a little fun in their stream. I almost guarantee their stream is going to be a lot more lighthearted than mine is. Can't nerf pad our world for the zombies. Jason, you got that right, brother. But anyway, guys, yeah, let's get out of here. Let's go harass Trump and let's go harass Rich and see if Rich is crashing any more planes or if John's breaking any more big stories about the government trying to screw us. You cats be cool, man. Who knows? We might run another one later. So we're out right now. You perps be cool. Keep that thing on you at all times. And let's ride.